there. Testing, testing. I'm getting, hopefully, I chose to use my mic today um, as I'm running errands, and it's a rainy April Sunday here in Atlanta. Okay. Um, I have videos coming. I just need to get them out. And uh, if you are interested in any particular topic, I usually cover things spiritual nutrition, I guess I'll call it, things that will help you grow spiritually. That includes food and people you hang around. And I guess that's kind of a little bit of the topic today. So I want people to know more about emotional intelligence. And I think mostly in the United States, that is a problem for a lot of people. I mean, we grew up in an age where we had these talk shows with brawls. Look, I was a part of it too. I was, used to watch the Springers and the Jenny Jones and the Ricky Lakes and the stuff like that, where it got really crazy real fast. And, maybe a couple of hosts got a little smart and decided to make a shift in that, because it's just regurgitating things that are just not healthy, right? So first of all, emotional intelligence. It does not mean that you're in control of your emotions per se. It just means you are more aware of them. And just like regular intelligence, when it comes to knowledge, facts and figures, not everybody knows everything. Now, and this is what I tell my students, it's like the moment that you think that you know everything, you really don't know anything. Right? So emotional intelligence means that you can at least name what you're feeling. And I think the bigger issues that come around that is that people talk about spiritual bypassing, and meaning that you just gotta feel good all the time. And that is not true. That is not true. Somebody who is truly emotionally intelligent knows their full scope and range of emotions. Now, something else about emotions that I don't think a lot of people know about, it is a communication from yourself to yourself. Let me say that again. Your emotions are a communication from yourself to yourself. So and I say this to people sometimes, it's like, look, I'm not in charge of your emotions, and I'm not. When people go around saying, oh, I'm angry because you did da 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 da, that person is not in charge of your emotions. All they did was they did a thing in front of you. It is up to you to decide not how to feel about it, but what in response are you going to do about it? Because most times when people are talking about somebody made them feel a certain way, it's because you're just reacting and you're not responding. You're going into fight, flight, or freeze mode, and you're not really determining what that communication from yourself to yourself actually is. For example, Joe Dispenza has said this before, in that it's not a matter of what, or if you're never going to feel emotions or negative emotions, is how quickly can you recover from them and get yourself back into a state where you can manage what you're going through in life. And it's not that you don't get angry, and it's not that you don't get upset, and it's not that you don't get depressed. It's what are you going to do with the communication that's happening. Now, some people, they quickly go into like trying to heal without revealing. And that's also a problem too. Like if you're upset, oh, go calm yourself, read a book. Okay, that's fine. And this is what I tell my students. Yeah, go calm yourself down. But then you got to think about, well, what started it in the first place? What triggered you? Not who, what. What were they doing when you were triggered? What did they say that made you triggered? So that's again a deep dive. It's inner work, really. So we have to start identifying what our triggers are away from a particular person or a situation when it gets right down to the heart of it. So I am designing an exercise for some of my students. I'm going to call it love versus fear. And it's based on the 5 whys that I usually try to encourage people to do. The 5 whys. Why, and then why. Not in a kid way that's annoying, but really think about, why did you, let's say for people who overeat, and it's like 9 o'clock at night, and you've got Twinkies in your cabinet, and something happened where you've got a deadline to meet, and somebody said, oh no, the deadline's actually tomorrow and not the end of the week. And you just go into, panic, and you start eating the, snacks out of the cabinet. Ask yourself, why am I eating these snacks? Because I'm feeling stressed. Why do you feel stressed? Because I have a deadline that needs to be made in the next few hours. Why? Again, that's an investigation as to why that happened, so that you can prevent that from happening in the future. And I still have how many more whys to go through. That fixes the problem usually. And it's usually one of two things. How we move in the world is either out of love or out of fear. And fear comes in a lot of different forms. It comes in aggression and anger. It's feeling neglected or abused. Fear looks like, for people who look angry all the time, not being heard or not being seen, not being respected. So that's a fear response. And I think a lot of the cases that will happen in people's lives is a fear response. Anger, all anger is scared, covered up. And again, this is what I teach the kids. So when I'm teaching the kids like how their emotions work, is like inside there's a little animal waiting to come out. Little animal is wild, untamed. Little animal will bite you, scratch you, say mean things to you because they're scared. They have no other defense. So when we are in control, we've eaten well, we slept well, we've used our time wisely, people are listening to us, we can now be in control of our little animal inside of us. All right? But it's not until somebody disrespects us, you feel like somebody's not listening to you, people are insulting you, and I don't know, last straw, you drop your eggs, so then little animal comes out, right? So that's what really happens when we have our feelings, and when people say they're in their feelings, that's what's really happening. You are responding to a stimulation in front of you. You are not in control of other people saying like, oh, you made me feel bad, stop saying that word. There's 8 billion people on the planet. You can't make people say anything, do anything, act anything. You can't. You can't control the outside. You can only control yourself. You can only investigate, why does that word make me feel bad? Why when they say that, it makes me feel bad? And then that's where you start with the inner work. Okay? So I hope this is super helpful. I guess I was dealing with something months ago, and it is on a video. Maybe I'll post a link or something to that other video where I'll be more specific. All right. So as I am out and about running errands, it's usually when I'm in contact with cashiers, and it's usually female cashiers in this case, and even more deeply, cashiers that look like me. Okay. It happened today, but I did not accept what was happening in front of me. So and the only reason I say this is because I also was a cashier in my day. Okay. So people get in their feelings when they feel intimidated and they have to have a communication with people whom they're intimidated by. And I started to realize after having conversations with a few people over the past few months where people say, yeah, you're intimidating. And I'm like, but uh, I guess, so that kind of thing. So I understand that I come with a certain kind of aura when I am in the world. Even when I'm smiling and laughing, that's what gets me. It'd be different if I was mean mugging, right? But even when I'm cheerful and whatever, pleasant, it still happens because I think, again, that aura around me of, I don't know. But it happened. So I used to get offended when I'm saying hello to a cashier and they wouldn't respond, and their head would go down like they're like it's clear because I would see how they would interact with people before me, and even hear how they interact with people after I leave. I know it's me. Okay. So they would do things that, like, I would say, oh, hey, how are you? They wouldn't respond. I would say it a second time, louder, so that they could hear me. And I would just assume, well, maybe they didn't hear me. So this is how I go now. Um, and they go silent, and their head goes down, and they don't talk to me, and they just try to hurry and get me out of their face, I guess. And I'm saying all the niceties. And again, I understand because I used to be a cashier. When people are nice or people are intimidating, that that does something to a person, and it makes them feel jealous, and it makes them feel less than, right? But at no point in time have I ever done that to a person, even as a cashier. But see, all of that is self-imposed on them. And when people react in such a way where they get cold and standoffish, normally I used to just feel that and be like, oh my gosh, did I do something? Did I say something? And I thought about it. I was like, no, I didn't do anything. Yeah. But come to see and realize is that, yeah, people are intimidated how to manage their emotions. Maybe they see me, even they may have a face full of makeup on and their hair is done, their nails are done, and I'm walking around looking like this and I'm just pleasant or whatever. That's the problem too. I don't know. I don't know. But emotional intelligence is something that everyone, I think, should work on. Instead of trying to have the perfect skinny body or buff muscles, how about you do workouts on the inside instead of um, just looking at the surface? Because yeah, that person who I just had an encounter with, she had her hair did, she had her nails done, she had her makeup on, and all the things, and I'm just kicking around over here, just barely finishing. We're working on yet some more home improvements, but I'm just like, let me go quickly get some groceries. I mean, I'm kind of scruffy, right? Right now, and I don't care because maybe that's again self-confidence. It makes other people feel sad, but that's something they have to work on. Okay, and with that, I say take care. Bye.